Samara Academic Opera and Ballet House is buzzing with anticipation. The faint haze of smoke curling above the ring adds to the drama, accompanied by the low hum of the orchestra tuning in the background. Tonight is more than just a boxing event. It's a proving ground, a moment where careers will be shaped and reputations forged. At one end of the ring stands Amin Abdullin, a 20-year-old featherweight who made his professional debut just a few months ago in August. Taller than his opponent, with a lean, broad-shouldered frame, Abdullin carries the confidence of youth but the nerves of inexperience. His journey from Uzbekistan to Kazan and now to this high-profile stage in Samara reflects both ambition and promise. Across the ring, Ruslan Belousov looms with a different aura. A 27-year-old seasoned competitor from Moscow, Belousov has faced adversity and learned from it. He knows the taste of both victory and defeat in IBA Pro events, and his composure is unmatched. Every step he takes, every glance at Abdullin communicates focus and intent. The atmosphere crackles with local pride. The crowd, a mix of supporters for both men, murmurs with anticipation. This is a classic narrative of youth versus experience, height and reach versus compact precision, optimism against tactical wisdom. As the referee signals both fighters to the center, the tension is palpable, the air thick with expectation. The first bell is about to ring, and this isn't just a fight, it's a story unfolding in real time, a drama where strategy, timing, and heart will determine who walks away victorious. Bell rings and Abdullin immediately asserts his reach, stretching long jabs toward Belousov, trying to control the distance. His height and straight punches create a visual dominance, but the Moscow veteran is undeterred. Belousov, compact and precise, begins closing the gap with methodical footwork, stepping inside the range where Abdullin's height becomes less of an advantage. The audience watches intently as the younger fighter switches stances, moving between orthodox and southpaw, attempting to unsettle his seasoned opponent. Early exchanges are a tactical chess match. Abdullin lands clean straight shots, while Belousov counters with body punches designed to sap his adversary's energy. Even in these first minutes, patterns emerge. Abdullin's reliance on range, Belousov's comfort in the mid-range and close quarters. Tension grows as Abdullin attempts uppercuts and combinations to maintain control, but Belousov's timing allows him to slip and counter effectively. The crowd is drawn into every feint, every missed punch, every successful jab. You can see Abdullin's athleticism and potential, yet experience consistently prevails in subtle ways. Belousov lands the harder, more damaging shots, particularly to the body, where Abdullin's length offers no protection. At the end of the round, there's a sense of respect and caution between the fighters. Neither is willing to overcommit, but the gap in experience is already visible. For Abdullin, this round is about observation and measurement, and for Belousov, it's about asserting control and imposing his pace. The seeds of the battle's strategy are sown here, foreshadowing a fight that will grow increasingly intense as the rounds progress. As the second round begins, Abdullin's strategy becomes clearer. Utilize height and switch hitting to keep Belousov at bay. The taller fighter attempts combinations from range, testing the veteran's defense, trying to dictate the rhythm of the fight. Belousov, however, adjusts seamlessly. He begins weaving into mid-range, exploiting openings with calculated jabs to the body, overhand rights, and sharp hooks. Each successful punch is a statement of experience, a demonstration of how a seasoned fighter can impose himself despite physical disadvantages. Abdullin continues to switch stances mid-combination, a technique meant to confuse, but Belousov's timing allows him to anticipate and counter effectively. The crowd senses the intensity rising, the tension in the room palpable with every punch thrown and avoided. Abdullin lands occasional shots to the torso, but Belousov's pressure and consistent targeting of the body slowly erode the younger man's confidence. The round becomes a chess match in motion, with Abdullin testing the waters, and Belousov gradually tightening his grip on the pace and positioning. The storytelling in the ring is clear. Youth brings ambition and reach, but experience brings patience, timing, and calculated aggression. By the end of round 2, Belousov has begun to assert dominance subtly. Abdullin's height advantage is respected but increasingly neutralized by the compact, relentless style of the veteran. The round closes with a sense of mounting suspense, as both fighters understand the stakes and prepare to escalate intensity in the following rounds. The third round opens with a burst of energy from Belousov. The veteran moves forward with purpose, landing a crisp left jab followed by hooks to Abdullin's torso. The younger fighter attempts to maintain space, using footwork and straight punches to fend off the compact aggressor. Abdullin shows flashes of brilliance, threading uppercuts under Belousov's guard and occasionally landing clean shots. Yet, it's clear that the mid-range exchanges favor the Moscow fighter. Belousov's experience allows him to anticipate Abdullin's switches, reading the younger fighter's rhythm and exploiting gaps in his defense. Abdullin, despite his composure and height advantage, struggles to convert his reach into meaningful damage. The tactical battle intensifies as both fighters switch stances, creating a visual spectacle of a duel in motion. The audience reacts audibly to each clean hit, a mix of awe at Abdullin's athleticism and admiration for Belousov's technical precision. Punches to the body begin to accumulate, subtly wearing down Abdullin's movement and slowing his responsiveness. This round becomes pivotal. It demonstrates how experience in timing, punch selection, and ring control often trumps raw physical advantage. The narrative arc of the fight is developing. The rookie's potential shines, but the veteran's calculated aggression and knowledge of packing make him the dominant force. By the round's conclusion, Belousov has built measurable momentum, forcing Abdullin to make adjustments or risk falling further behind on the scorecards. The fight is evolving from a tentative opening to a tactical war, where every punch carries significance and the stakes escalate visibly. Round 4 sees Abdullin attempting a more assertive approach. The young fighter realizes that maintaining distance is insufficient. He must impose his own offense. Abdullin begins to plant his feet more firmly, throwing combinations from both orthodox and southpaw stances, trying to disrupt Belousov's rhythm. The veteran, however, meets every initiative with controlled aggression. Belousov's compact frame allows him to weave inside Abdullin's reach, delivering punishing body shots that bend the taller fighter backward. Abdullin lands clean lead jabs and occasional uppercuts, showcasing his skill, but the volume and consistency of punches favor Belousov. The emotional stakes rise. The crowd senses Abdullin's urgency and roots for the debuting fighter, admiring his composure under pressure. Belousov's experience shines in timing and anticipation, effectively countering most of Abdullin's advances. Every successful combination for the young fighter is met with a strategic response, keeping the narrative of youth versus experience alive and compelling. The psychological battle is as evident as the physical one. Abdullin is testing the limits of Belousov's defense, while Belousov systematically dismantles the younger fighter's momentum. The round closes with Belousov slightly ahead, his tactical mastery winning points through bodywork, effective counters, and ring control. Abdullin demonstrates promise, skill, and the heart of a fighter, but the mid-fight reality shows the learning curve in professional boxing, the transition from amateur sharpness to 6-round pro endurance. The 5th round becomes the turning point of the fight. Abdullin emerges determined, showing signs of adaptation. His footwork is crisper, combinations sharper, and his attempts to use height and reach are more deliberate. He manages a series of straight shots that briefly disrupt Belousov's rhythm, creating moments of suspense. The crowd is electrified, sensing the young fighter's potential to shift the narrative. Belousov, however, remains unshaken. Moscow veteran's timing and pressure control remain impeccable, allowing him to avoid significant damage while continuing to target Abdullin's midsection with hooks and uppercuts. Each body shot not only scores points but begins to drain the taller fighter's stamina. Abdullin lands several impressive punches, demonstrating why he is considered a rising star, but Belousov's consistent pressure ensures that the fight's momentum never fully swings in favor of the rookie. The round highlights the clash of styles. Abdullin's athleticism, reach, and composure versus Belousov's experience, precision, and physicality. Psychological factors are as pronounced as physical ones. Abdullin's determination and confidence are tested against Belousov's unflappable, methodical approach. The narrative tension builds, leading to a climactic final round where the outcome, while seemingly leaning toward Belousov, remains tantalizingly uncertain. The 6th and final round opens with Belousov pressing the action, aware that the championship's margin is slim and that a decisive finish could secure a clear victory. Abdullin, still composed, attempts to assert his presence, moving forward with carefully timed jabs and combinations. However, the accumulated pressure and body shots from previous rounds start to show. Abdullin's footwork remains sharp, but he is slightly slower in reactions, making him susceptible to Belousov's compact attacks. Veteran continues to close the distance, forcing exchanges on the inside, delivering precision hooks and uppercuts that target both the torso and chin. The crowd roars with each clean hit, creating an electric atmosphere that underscores the significance of the bout. Abdullin lands occasional counters, highlighting his potential and resilience, but Belousov's ring IQ and experience dominate the narrative. This round exemplifies the clash of youth and skill against seasoned strategy and timing, with Belousov dictating pace and position. The psychological tension is palpable. Every punch carries weight. Every misstep could shift the decision. The drama reaches its peak as both fighters exchange fiercely, Abdullin's composure tested under relentless pressure. The final 30 seconds become a microcosm of the fight itself. Grit, heart, and skill intertwined with strategy and experience, each fighter striving to leave a lasting impression in their respective narratives. As the bell rings, signaling the end of 6 grueling rounds, both fighters raise their hands in acknowledgement of each other and the crowd. The atmosphere is thick with anticipation as the judges prepare their scorecards. Belousov, visibly composed, stands tall, reflecting the cumulative effect of his experience and strategic mastery throughout the fight. Abdullin, though visibly fatigued, maintains a proud stance, demonstrating the courage and skill that have marked his first IBA Pro appearance. The announcement of a majority decision in favor of Belousov confirms what the fight had suggested. Tactical acumen, body attack precision, and experience outweighed raw height and athleticism. Yet the story does not end in disappointment for Abdullin. Observers recognize his skill, composure, and potential for growth. The bout serves as a case study in professional boxing dynamics, how youthful ambition faces strategic wisdom, and how experience can dominate even against physically advantageous opponents. Abdullin leaves the ring having learned invaluable lessons, while Belousov cements his status as a tactical and physically capable featherweight contender. Examining the fight reveals several tactical insights. Abdullin's height and reach advantage were real assets, enabling him to land long jabs and straight shots, particularly in early rounds. However, his inexperience in six-round professional fights became apparent, especially when forced into close-range exchanges, where Belousov's compact body punches neutralized these advantages. Belousov demonstrated textbook professional ringcraft, controlling distance, using body shots to weaken a taller opponent, and switching stances fluidly to maintain unpredictability. His consistent front foot pressure allowed him to dictate pace, forcing Abdullin to react rather than act. The fight highlights a crucial lesson for emerging professionals. Raw skill and athleticism can take a fighter far, but endurance, tactical versatility, and timing are decisive against seasoned opponents. This battle also showcases the importance of psychological composure, as Belousov's confidence and rhythm remained unshaken even when faced with the unpredictability of a switch-hitting, taller adversary. Though Abdullin lost by majority decision, the fight positions him as one of the most promising young featherweights in Russian boxing. His technical ability, composure, and willingness to switch stances indicate a high ceiling for professional development. Belousov, meanwhile, reinforces his reputation as a tactically astute and physically resilient fighter, capable of controlling fights against varying styles. Duel also underscores the dynamics of Russian featherweight boxing, youthful talent emerging against seasoned operators, providing fans with thrilling, high-skill contests. For Abdullin, this experience will inform future bouts, helping him refine distance management, volume punching, and strategic adjustments across multiple rounds. Belousov continues his upward trajectory, demonstrating that methodical, disciplined boxing often prevails over raw potential. The fight leaves fans eagerly anticipating rematches, career growth, and further Russian featherweight showdowns, cementing November 6, 2025, as a memorable night in Samara's boxing history.